It's your favorite Compas, and we are back with another edition of Compas on the Beat. In this episode, we go over the divisional round of the playoffs. Plus, we have our usual segment of NFL picks. Gilbert, do you have an engagement question of the week?
Yeah, I got a spicy one, and we all want to talk about Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, and is Josh Allen good enough to win a Super Bowl? You know what? Yeah, we don't care about that. How about the NFC title game? Brock Purdy versus Jared Goff. You like that, Fernando? What a quarterback matchup. So, the question for the engagement question of the week. Who would you rather have, or who's better, Jared Goff or Brock Purdy? And Purdy looked pretty. I was gonna say pretty looked pretty bad on Saturday night against the Green Bay Packers, and Jared Goff been okay, not special, but been okay. So take that for what you want and see who's your pick, and let me know in the comments if you're watching or listening actually on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Rate and review. Tell a compa, be a compa. Listen in traffic, but also get over to YouTube, see our beautiful faces, and comment Brock Purdy or Jared Goff. Pretty. We're all pretty.
I love how
Sorry.
you threw a little Kirk Cousins in there with the you like that. So, yeah, you threw in
Yeah,
him. I don't know. Yeah, you threw him in
I
there.
think I
So,
would
I
rather
caught
have
that
Kirk
one.
Cousins than those two, but I don't know. Good
But
stuff.
a gentleman who is not very happy right now, it is Dan and Daygo. But let's go to him now and see what he's got cooking up.
Welcome, one, welcome all to another glorious day. Shout out to all you guys for waking up, especially if you're waking up with us or seeing us at any point in your day. You already know when this angelic voice, the best voice in Spotify, Google, Apple, whatever, wherever you see or hear the show on the YouTubes, you already know another episode of your favorite program, Compas on the Beat, has dropped. Shout out to all you for riding with us. We appreciate you all. By the way, do not forget, it's a little bit chilly sometimes, right? You need a hoodie. What? Go to make sure you check out our shop over there at certified or Compas certified shop. Do not forget to go over there and get all the gear. We got hats. What? We got hoodies. What? We got shirts. What? We got stickers. What? Do not forget to go over there. Get yourself a little something. You deserve it. You deserve it. Shout out to all of you. Make sure you rep it. Let everybody know what's the best program out there. Be a compa, telecompa. And also, do not forget, you like what you see from the program, from the little house of horns that we do? What? That little what's up bolts we do? What? That little combat compass we do? What? That little compass on the beat show that we do? What? We got a PayPal. Link is in the description. Obviously, we appreciate all you guys. We love you guys. Any way you can help us, any way you can send a little bit of cash or money our way. All it goes is that buying equipment, trying to get housing for special events like the Super Bowl or things like that. It goes a long way. And shout out to all you for being on this ride with us to create the Compas on the Beat Network, to grow the Compas on the Beat Network. Shout out to all you for coming in today and listening to this episode. We appreciate and love you guys. But enough of the dilly dally thing. They didn't come in here to hear me ramble right now by myself. Let's get on to the program. You already know Gilberto and I are trading blows like freaking the heavyweight champs of the world in a boxing match. You already know we're going at it about the games over the weekend, talking about live, talking about everything, head coaching changes, everything. You already know under the sun, we're going to talk about everything. So shout out to all you for being here with us. Shout out to all you for riding with us. Be a compa, tell a compa. But anyway, let's get on to the program.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
What's up, Fernando? A lot going on in the NFL world and maybe other things too. But I gotta say it was a rough week for my 5K training. I know people are interested in that. I'm not saying I make excuses, but it started getting cold and rainy, and I can't really go outside. And so the runs I kind of tapered down a little bit. But you know what? I'm still
Oh,
trying
I
to get
thought
in
you
shape.
got the run.
Oh, well, maybe I will, but on race day, we're like, oh crap, I never trained. What should I do? Go to the bathroom. But Yeah, but I'm doing okay. I'm making excuses, by the way. And then I ate like
You can
crap
be
over
with
the
the fast
weekend.
walkers.
Yeah, well, I'm getting to the point where like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna like maybe try to jog a mile and then walk the rest of it. That'll be a win.
I mean, there's no shame in that. I mean, as long as you've been training.
Not really, because it's been raining. Imagine telling that to like Dan Campbell or some coach, like, hey, I haven't been training. It's been raining outside.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That would. I'm actually interested. I wish we could set up a GoPro or something where you could just be walking and we could see you do it, because that would definitely be hilarious.
I don't know. Well, during the race, maybe, but me training, you don't want to watch that.
Why? It'd be pretty funny. I mean,
Just
it'd be
me
funny to
breathing
see
really
what.
loud, just breathing loud, complaining about my knee pain, and just stopping and taking a seat every now and then.
I mean, you could literally be like in Malcolm, Bryan Cranston and Malcolm in the Middle. There you go. There you go. That's you.
I actually watched. I totally forgot about this. It's pretty good. I did not forget the episode, but I forgot what he was wearing. That's an outfit right there. And I actually watched a movie briefly on Netflix. I didn't like it, but it started off with some woman who was a 3-time gold medalist as a speed walker, but then she made like a scam, like selling coupons. It was interesting for about 30 minutes, and I stopped watching. But it reminded me of the episode because
coupons of what?
I guess she like came up on like coupons and she stole a bunch of coupons and then sold them and made a profit. And then, yeah, it's I'm sure it's fake, but she's a 3-time champion in the Olympics as a speed walker, and nobody cared about her being an Olympic gold medalist like Kurt, and she didn't have money, so the money to get it was coupons. I didn't even know the name of it. Sorry.
You suck. Well, that's so you couldn't get past you, like, how long? So you only watch it for like 30 minutes?
30 minutes. It was an interesting idea, but it was kind of boring after a while.
All right, well, let's get the guys in here and let's talk about this divisional matchup. Vic, good weekend?
Good weekend. I got to chill and, I didn't have to go and train like Gilbert did, but it was good to just hang out and watch some movies. And
Gilbert didn't have to train either.
I was going to say training. I ate wings at home watching football, but yeah.
Yeah, but besides, besides watching football, I got to see 2 movies that I hadn't seen in a while. I got to see Terminator 2 Judgment Day, and I forgot how good it is. Sometimes you need to go back and watch some of these movies and you kind of forget some things. And then the other one I saw was Creed, the first Creed. So, and I'll ask, once you bring in Dan, I want to ask you guys something about those 2 actors, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone.
Here I am, the baddest man on the planet. I am not happy.
How can the NFL give him Motor City Dan Campbell, and then right after that
they give him that on purpose?
You can't have it all. You just can't.
Roger Goodell flipping off the camera saying, "F you, Dan and Daygo. What a scumbag." Absolutely unbelievable, dude. Like, well, I am riding the NFC.
Hold on, we'll get there.
Okay,
we'll get into that. I don't know if you guys, just real quick before we get to, well, no, let's answer Vic's question.
Yeah,
Vic,
let me just get this out of the way for you guys, just because we Megan and I were kind of having a conversation about both Sylvester Stallone and Schwarzenegger. So my question to you guys is, who's had the best overall career, like not just in the 80s, but overall from the when they first started to what they've done till now? Is it Stallone or is it Schwarzenegger?
That would have been a good engagement question of the week.
You didn't like Jared Goff and Brock Purdy?
I'm going to go with Stallone because Stallone was the one that created Rocky Balboa. He didn't give up, and they told him, hey, we want Burt Reynolds for this role. He said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm Rocky. I'm this, I'm that. He's done really good movies. He's had some flops here and there, but I think up until this point, he's had really good movies, and he's spoken in all of them, said more than 10 words in all of them. But I really think that's Sylvester. And then Sylvester Stallone can hit you. He can be in action movies, but he can also hit you in the fields as well with some of his roles. So I think he's overall he's a great actor, and I would take him over Schwarzenegger, to be honest.
Yeah, I would take Stallone also, just for the simple fact that, like, besides the fact that, you know, what he's done on screen, Stallone's expanded his ability because he can write, he can direct, or whatever he did with Rocky and stuff like that in the Creeds. And the other part is, who's more iconic? You'd have to say Stallone, because you think about the 80s or the 70s, late 70s or whatever, you think of two people, Rocky and Rambo. And it's like, those are two iconic franchises. You know, you think of Schwarzenegger, he has good individual films, but I mean, you know, he never really, besides the Terminator, he couldn't really sustain a franchise like Sylvester Stallone did.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it 3-0 with Stallone, but I gotta say Arnold in his prime, like prime from prime, I think he had more hits. We don't remember the franchise like we do, obviously Terminator, but we don't do like, you know, Rocky and Rambo, Expendables. I never got into those. But then seeing Stallone putting in work right now, I just watched Toasted Kings. I told you guys, I really love that. So we haven't heard anything of Schwarzenegger in a long time. But Arnold in his prime, like in like 80s and 90s, he was just putting out a bunch of bangers. And Stallone was like, I gotta catch up. But he had the franchise, and Rocky is so iconic too.
No, and it's hard to go to kids movies, and I don't think I've seen Stallone in a kid movie. He did Jingle All the Way, and he killed it in Jingle All the Way. Like, he's hilarious in that movie. He didn't need to curse. I mean, obviously they had action scenes, but it wasn't to the extreme where he's holding a big ass gun or anything like that.
You know what that reminded me of right there, where he doesn't need to curse?
John Cena,
that Eminem lyric.
Oh,
well, Smith don't got to cuss in his records or whatever. Well, I do. So
I think it is say Phillip Rivers, but
who cares about that? I'm not talking about the past. That guy's in the past, dude. He's away from me.
We talk about Arnold and Stallone. We're not talking about the past.
No, I don't understand why. Like, it's so funny to me that they're trying to compare Josh Allen to Rivers, and it's like, in my opinion, Rivers had a good team maybe 2 to 3 years into his career, and then after that it was nothing. Like, Josh Allen's had some pretty damn good teams when he actually started going and everything else. So,
but Vic,
anyway,
what did you say?
Yeah, what did you say?
The reason we thought about it too was because we were watching Creed, and I mean, he should have won Best Supporting Actor for that role. Like, that was his best acting performance. You know, the other ones he was pretty much, you know,
but something happened around that time. Something happened that somebody got it over him for, because I remember I watched that.
You know, the Oscars are all manure. It's all who spends more.
And I can't remember who got it over him, but he didn't like. Okay, let's be honest. Heath Ledger would never have gotten Best Supporting Actor
if he wouldn't have
passed away.
No,
unfortunately, no. That's he did an incredible job, but there's no way he gets that if he doesn't pass away, unfortunately, because the Oscars and all these people look at those movies and they're like, oh no, it's a superhero movie. Like, nah, we're good.
Yeah,
true.
How did you guys do it?
Yeah, and I think, as like Gilbert said, I think his prime, you know, whether you look at Total Recall, you look at Kindergarten Cop, you look at all the, I mean, Commando. He had a bunch of,
was
like,
a banger,
you know, Conan the Barbarian. He had a bunch of hits. True Lies. Like, you go down. I think when you look at the 80s and 90s and what he did, I think the overall career, I think, belongs to Stallone, just because he's been able to get behind the camera and not only that, but also be a screenwriter. I think that's where his career has kind of, you give him the vote there. But
the flexibility, the versatility,
that's just.
But both of them are incredible. Just
100%.
Like, you're not going to get anything like that now, but
it's like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. They're different, but they're both really good. But you got to pick one.
Oh my God. Do you see them trying to compare the manure I saw, the mid bowl? They're trying to compare that to Brady versus Manning. Are you kidding me?
Which mid bowl?
He's talking
Chiefs
about,
Bills, dude. Unbelievable to me.
Yeah,
Like
it's a little bit of reach, but I get
that's
it.
like that's like comparing Jordan versus Bird or Magic versus Bird to like LeBron and Steph and all this trash. Like, get out of here,
yeah.
dude.
It should
Like,
be when
Yeah.
you say Burrow, Mahomes, yes, but Allen is not on that class for me. That's
Yeah,
I know you don't
I
know.
like the Burrow more because I think Burrow's beating them more. So I
but
like
yeah,
Burrow.
no, in the 80s and 90s, like Schwarzenegger was tearing it up. Like
Yeah.
he was literally, he had great movies coming out
The
left and right. And
Predator.
then, like we said,
pretty
like he
cool.
had movies that were different genres. Like we said, Kindergarten Cop. He jumps over, does all the True Lies and all these other ones, and True Lies is just like that movie is fantastic.
Banger of a
Like,
film.
yeah, it's so good. But I love the part, by the way, and this is the most far-fetched part of the whole thing. When Jamie Lee Curtis has the gun and it falls out of it,
Oh
and the gun keeps on falling over and it keeps on shooting
So
the terrorists.
stupid.
Like that
So
is just the
stupid.
dumbest scene ever, but it's
Jamie.
so fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's
By
the
the
hottest
way-
she's ever been. By the way, too, that movie. She was
But,
fire in that film.
Speaking of that, by the way, real quick, just wanted to show you guys this
Jamie.
quick tweet. I thought you guys would think it's funny. So it's a picture of Heinz Ward and it says,
Oh,
when you see him, what's your first thought? And it's him getting that return touchdown in The Dark Knight Rises was the least believable part of that movie.
That's hilarious. That's so true.
Hilarious.
That's so
pretty funny.
I remember
Oh,
Frown
this is-
hated Heinz Ward.
He was
We would
so
not-
dirty. I
We would
couldn't
watch
stand
games
him,
when he was
like-
younger, and he would get so pissed the way Heinz Ward. I mean, back when men used to play the game, he would blindside guys. He would be so physical. It was it pissed him off, dude.
It's because I used to love watching the Baltimore Ravens.
That's why
Ray Lewis
yeah.
was Ray
Yeah,
Lewis and Ed Reed
yeah.
were two of my favorite
Yeah.
defensive players. Ed Reed would be standing there, the play would be over, and Heinz Ward would come up and blast Ed Reed, and he'd injure
Those
him.
were
And I'd be
real
like, what the
rivalries,
hell?
dude.
Like, what kind of shit is that? And then obviously on the next play, Ray Lewis would get him. But still, my favorite play, Ocho Cinco's like, I'm gonna go across the middle and I'm gonna nail Ray Lewis. And
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
and lays him out. By the way, real quick, just because there will be no avocado roast on here or any of that, but we actually watched Ted, the new show.
I heard.
on
I
Peacock.
was
pretty good.
I heard.
Holy
it was
We're
crap.
watching it today too,
Hey,
actually.
And you know, Dan and I like this new
Reject it.
wave of shows
Reject
and
it.
crap. We're not in it.
Desecration.
Ted was actually really good.
Oh,
We actually
really
like,
good.
it
except
looks
for
kinda
one
terrible,
episode,
to be honest.
huh?
No,
Looks
it's
kinda terrible.
No,
No, it's not.
It's a dumpster fire style that it looks
Yeah.
like the films
Yeah.
were, but it's actually pretty solid. There's one episode
Yeah,
that
it
was
was
kind of weird, but I mean, it is what it is on that one. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
and it's like a family show. Like it's
Yeah.
kind
well,
of like
it
a
is, but it
throwback.
isn't.
Yeah, it's like a throwback to like the
90s?
90s show. Like that's what
Yeah.
it's trying
Yeah.
to be. And
Yeah.
that clip that I saw, I want to watch the whole series, but that clip of them going to McDonald's and the apple pie, like I started laughing out loud.
Yeah.
You know, the apple pies now are kind of cold. They're not as hot as they used to be.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
Yeah.
I remember when we were kids, like we would
Yep.
have to like wait 30 minutes to eat them
Yeah.
because they were blazing hot.
Well,
But you know that
yeah.
a woman one time, she got her
Yeah.
coffee at McDonald's and she put it in between her legs, and the coffee, something happened to where the coffee came out and it burned her. She's like, well, I didn't know it was hot. That's why I put it in between my legs. She sued McDonald's and got like $20 million from them. Or
That's
$10
an
million.
episode
People
of
are
Seinfeld.
stupid. These people.
Oh
are
yeah,
stupid.
yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, so we watched Ted and Dan and I were like, little Daniel's like, watch it. We don't
And little
take
Daniel,
show
so you know,
recommendations.
Little
Yeah.
Daniel has a terrible record for suggesting things. So
Yeah.
a one-hit
don't-
wonder.
We don't watch shows that little Daniel recommends. So the other day he was over watching Percy Jackson with my sister, and like Daniel and I were just sitting there, and Daniel was just crapping all over the show. So Melissa wasn't too happy. But Melissa's like, you guys should watch it. Edge is in it. And Daniel's like, what the hell do I care about an AEW wrestler being on on that show? So we ended up watching Ted, and we actually found it pretty funny. And we're like, all right, we'll keep on watching it. Then we get to the end, and we're like, what the hell? We're
only
season 2, and there's
episodes.
none.
It
It's
was
only 7 episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're hoping that
That's
they do
pretty funny,
another
though.
one. But yeah. But all right, let's get into the divisional game. Should we start? Where do we start? Should we start in San Francisco? Should we start in Baltimore?
I don't care. I don't care.
Should we start in
Start wherever
Detroit?
and let's freaking rip.
All right,
it,
let's
dude.
start in Buffalo.
Hmm.
Obviously, the the Kansas City Chiefs end up winning 27-24. People can say that Tyler Bass, Lance Bass, whatever the hell Bass missed that field goal. People can criticize him for missing it. It wasn't his fault, honestly. It was a lot of miscues in the fourth quarter by the Buffalo Bills. But obviously, now Buffalo's eliminated. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs move on. Let's get into this game. God. All right. On the play on the field, Dan and Daygo talk about the play on the field. Go ahead, Dan and Daygo. Talk about the play on the field.
Well, first and foremost, I'm sick of this gosh dang sideshow freak circus they got up
Right.
there.
On the field.
Six times.
You counted 6
Anyway.
times?
Anyway, they're even making me hate Jason Kelsey, which is hard. I'm not happy about that. But anyway, real quick, credit to Gilberto. I hate to say it. Credit to him. They did what they needed to do to win. They executed a lot better. They executed more. Don't get me wrong. Still the same ghost flags are trying to keep them in the game. Let's be real. We've seen it. Oh my God.
You just lost us the game.
I'm sorry. Would you please still be my friend?
No, get away from me.
Tyler Bass should be saying that to Josh Allen, because this is what I want to say. Then I'll yield my time. Coaching failed the Buffalo Bills Sunday night. It's unbelievable to me. Even after all those injuries, even after being in the game, how in the hell are you not? I told Frau this, and Frau's my witness if I say anything that's false. As soon as they got the ball back with 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, I said, perfect. They're going to run out this clock. They're going to score a touchdown. There's nothing going to be left. Why in the hell are you not telling him on the headset, hey, Josh, we're going to go with Spider Monkey, 52 Banana, whatever the hell. Be smart, protect the football, keep the drive moving, keep the clock going. I would have gotten in the mic personally and been, don't be a shithead and try and play hero ball. Or this isn't Madden, son. Complete the check down. Keep the clock running and the drive alive. It's unbelievable to me and negligent that on that, final possession, I think they throw 3 times in a row. Unbelievable to me. A minute and a half left, and I think they had 2 timeouts. That is criminal negligence. Coaching failed this team, besides the fact that Josh Allen did with his decision-making. I was telling Frau this, besides the fact that everyone calls me an old man, a caveman, and whatever else when it comes to this game, that's fine, I'll wear it. I don't understand. You're paying Josh Allen however much he's getting paid, 40, 50, whatever the hell it is. He doesn't have simple pocket awareness not to slide away from the tackle who's getting close before he heaves it deep. And on top of that, why is he not checking down to Stephon Diggs to begin with to kill the clock? You score a touchdown there with 1:30, especially the way the defense has been playing. I don't doubt that these jackasses go down the field and eliminate them anyway. So the fact that it got to a field goal, coaching failed that night in Buffalo. It's unbelievable to me. How are you not telling him, reminding him every single time you're sending a play in? Josh Allen, do not play hero ball. This guy turns the ball over. He makes poor decisions, and it came out again on Sunday night to not only, piss off America because we have to see this freak show for another week in another state, but the fact that, again, he cannot get over the hump. This is a he problem, and let me tell you something. Another thing I don't want to see about all offseason, I don't want to see Stephon Diggs taking pictures down from his Instagram, his Twitter. I don't give a rat's ass about him anymore. He is at fault also. Big time players make big time plays, and he didn't. Drop that huge pass, and it's criminal negligence. Because let me tell you something. I told Frau this Sunday night. If I am freaking whatever the name of the owner of the Bills is, I would have assaulted McDermott in the locker room, if not in the hallway. He would be fired today. Get his ass out of here. with Mike Vrabel, Belichick, Carroll. Get me any of those guys in here. They're going to figure it out. Get me Belichick in this division with a chip on his shoulder, Josh McDaniels at OC with Josh Allen. I bet you they can figure out how to ice this game. It's unbelievable to me. Again, check down. You either get a first down or third and short. You know you're not kicking anyway. You got 2 downs to freaking convert. A minute 32 timeouts. Criminal negligence at the head coaching position. The program has run its course. Get him out of there. I'm sick of watching this garbage. Give me the Ravens by 40. Jesus God.
I am so proud of you, Dan. I agree. Everything.
Unbelievable, dude. I was so irate on Sunday.
Dan
Thank
on
God we
Sunday.
didn't record. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Give me the freaking Ravens by 40. I swear to God. If they go, and you know what's another thing? Seriously, I'm going to be honest. Seriously, another thing, one last thing. I know I've
You
kind
had
of
it
gone.
nailed perfectly, man.
No,
I know I've
go on.
kinda
This is
gone.
a great monologue.
I know I've kind of gone for a bit. You know, every single team in this AFC West division should be embarrassed. Every single one. Since Patrick Mahomes has started to go to 6 straight AFC championships and you guys barely cracked a wild card, it's a joke. It's a joke. They haven't been able to figure it out. And, you know, I'm not going to say anything else to get me in trouble or anything else, even though I can't be controlled. I'm like Kanye. I fired my manager. I can't be managed. But this is a joke. And quite honestly, it's embarrassing. There's no way if I'm the owner of any of those 4 other teams, or sorry, any of those 3 other teams, I'm not pissed off in the office. Besides the fact that our rival's winning, the fact that they've dominated not only the division, the conference for 6 years, it's just terrible. It's unbelievable, dude. And with that, I yield my
Brady-esque?
time. That's all I got. No, not Brady-esque. Don't you dare put him in the same category as Brady. Brady has done it with, you know, no-name receivers, you know, suspensions. You know, Brady is cerebral.
Deflate balls.
Vic, go ahead.
Brady by a million. Give me Brady.
I couldn't agree more, Dan. I just want to
He's
tell you.
0-2 against Brady.
That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
I can't disagree with anything Dan said there, honestly. I mean, he put it right on point. I mean, I thought, you know, the Chiefs scored on 7 of 8 drives. I don't know what more. That was a perfect opportunity. The Chiefs gave you a chance to be able to steal this game because you had no business being in this game. Like I just said, the Chiefs were scoring on that. The defense was completely gone. The secondary, their linebackers to the secondary was gone for the Bills. And so you had the opportunity here, a chance to not be a hero, you know, as Josh Allen was here and was trying to be here. You could have just continued to be. One of the things we talked about was the fact that Josh Allen, he's really good when he doesn't turn the ball over. He almost turned the ball over, got lucky, got the ball. Lucky that one of his teammates got the ball back on one of his fumbles, you know, and then you had an opportunity to move the ball. Now, I understand that Cook, you know, he had 65 yards or 69 yards going into the fourth quarter. He ended up with -4 in the fourth quarter. So I understand that Spags made the adjustment. But as Dan and Daygo was telling you, you had a chance. You kept drawing up these plays where you were able to check down the ball. You know, Josh Allen averaged 4.8 yards per attempt in this game. The Chiefs defense was doing its job. But as you said, stop trying to be a hero at the end there. And I think he couldn't help himself, as Gilbert has said. I don't think he could help himself. And then he tried to go for, like, yeah, it's great to see that he has a great arm and he can get the ball down the field to the end zone. But at the same time, I mean, just play it. And the other thing that's kind of, driving me crazy these past 2 weeks is I don't understand coaches and, you know, and we'll get to it, whether it's been Shanahan, McVay, all these play callers, they continue to make the same mistakes. And the guys that, you know, just play it safe, even Andy Reid, like, you had a chance to put this game away. And what do? You run a reverse where to the worst guy, he's already fumbled the ball. It's just been the coaching in this in these playoffs has just been terrible. Outside of Dan Campbell, like I told the guys, I said Dan Campbell's gonna put this game away with 4 minutes to go. He didn't, but he still believed in his team. He believed in his defense because he saw that the defense had played better than it did against the Rams. But we'll get to those games. But in terms of here, I'm with you, Dan. I'm right with you. You had the opportunity to knock out and get rid of all the things that people had said about you, and you let them. What did Dennis Green say? You let them off the hook.
Yeah, you let
them off the hook, and that is unforgivable.
I was gonna say, even if he scores, dude, I don't think that's enough. With a minute 30, they had 2 timeouts. Like, do the intelligent, smart thing of checking it down and run the clock, dude. But again, that is coaching. That needs to happen.
What was I telling you all day yesterday, or all game yesterday? The Chiefs, five or 6 plays, they were moving the ball up the field.
Yeah.
And Buffalo, it was taking them 11 to 12 to 13.
Which is what you want.
No, but Kansas City, they were moving it on, at will. I mean, if Buffalo had their starters, they probably end up being able to kind of clamp them down a little bit, but unfortunately, those injuries caught up to them. Dan, this may hit a little close to home, but is this true? What it's like to play Patrick Mahomes every effing year?
He only got one call this game.
Unbelievable.
This is
no.
Are
you kidding me?
It was a
Are you kidding me?
Not an official.
Here comes Dan.
Are you kidding me?
Here comes Dan. One.
Manure?
He only got one call that I thought was crap. When
Which one?
They hip checked that one guy, the ball
wasn't
released yet. That was
Oh,
terrible.
that
But that was at a
tough.
crucial point.
Yeah, that
in
was
the
a
game.
crucial time.
A lot more crap happened after that. That was a Bills choke job. I'll just leave it
Okay,
at
fine.
that.
One time,
No, it was the Bills' choke job. But
yeah, we all agree there.
But that
We
was a
all
bad
agree
call.
there.
A little bump there.
But
That
that's
was
why I'm
stupid.
saying it's all about keeping them alive and extending the
Yeah.
plays. Wasn't there? Oh no, I got some for you. Are you kidding me? The 2 freaking defenseless player hits on Stephon Diggs that weren't called. Are you kidding me? That was ass. How are we gonna let him get hit twice in the head and then not
By the
call
way,
it when that's supposed?
It's kind of been the whole season with him. I mean, obviously, it's been something that's been happening the whole like it's been for a while now. The relationship between both of them, but man, they're Stephon Diggs and Allen just since like almost Thanksgiving, they just have not been on the same page at all.
Further than that.
And yesterday, that one pass, but that one pass, Diggs is over here when all he needed to do, like, no, he was
It
right
goes through
here.
his hands. It goes through his hands.
Go over here, and he can't like.
It was the
goes into
one
his
time he
hands.
beat L'Jarius Sneed in coverage. That guy locked him down in 2 games, and he finally got something. He couldn't catch it.
It's unbelievable, dude. It's unbelievable.
This
Yeah,
is amazing.
I don't want to see this. I can't with this garbage anymore. Like, the Baltimore Ravens need to do America a service and make sure they get a mercy rule. They put so many points on these fools. It's unbelievable.
I mean, but I thought it was pretty funny to see, like.
No,
I enjoyed it.
Can I give you guys a stat real quick? Talking about what you just said, Fernando. In the last 10 games receiving for the Bills, Khalil Shakir 462 yards, Stephon Diggs 422 yards. Targets 37 for Shakir, 80 for Diggs.
Yeah.
That's why he has to go. Stephon Diggs is making too much money to be a third receiver on this team and
to be not productive.
Remember what happened in the locker room? We asked him, "Hey, are you talking?" He's like, "Nope."
He hasn't talked in forever. He knows like he's not involved in the offense. It felt like to me they're trying to phase him out, figure out a scheme without him. It was actually working. They just went away for it. Like I think, like I told you on Rapid Fire, friend, it feels like. I saw that.
That was hilarious.
Get the fire out.
Look at that. All that for nothing.
But I feel like Stephon Diggs is like the devil on Josh Allen's left side saying, go deep, give me the football. And then James Cook and Dalton Kincaid are saying, no, just play safe, play smart, don't do it. And so get him off the field, get this guy a new pair of pants, and maybe Josh Allen has a better chance. But, to give you guys my little victory lap here, You guys all thought I was being Chiefs biased, but I knew the Chiefs were not a dominant team. I just knew that crappy Bills team, they're not gonna be the ones that knock them off. They're not it. When they went 6-6, it was cute. You got the 5-game winning streak. You survive against the Chargers. You survive against the Patriots. But it felt like all they did was come out of the hole that they dug themselves, and that was it. This team has a wall. They can't get past the divisional round. They did it once to get to AFC title game, and that's it. That's why I don't view Josh Allen like a Joe Burrow. Not even Lamar Jackson. We could get into that too. But Josh Allen, it might not even be top 5 anymore because he can't protect the football. He's stubborn with his ways. And then you laid it out perfectly, Dan. It doesn't matter that he missed a field goal. There was too much time on that clock because he wanted to be the hero. No, it's okay to go for the safe route, and he wouldn't do it. And honestly, I feel like the football gods wanted to give this game to the Bills. When he fumbled and they recovered that, with Damar Hamlin, was trying to be the hero because McDermott said, go do something, man.
Another one, I forgot about that.
And then
no.
They missed that, and then Hartman goes and fumbles, and you're right back in it, and you still can't make. Oh, and there's a 4th and 4. You got it too, and you still screw it up. It just felt like this Bills team has a wall. There might be cursed too because they have the wide right, 2 times now. I'm with you, Fernando, and Dan and Vic. I don't know how far you want to take it, Victor. I haven't heard your take on this, but McDermott, get out of here. I've seen enough. Diggs, get out of here too. Von Miller, get out.
But real quick before he goes, all I'm gonna say is that I thought because they were at home, I thought, okay, here they'll be able to handle, they'll have the noise, they'll have the crowd, they'll be able to get their juices going. This guy, I didn't really play into they're on the road for the first time. I thought that'll be fine. It's just I thought maybe the Bills for the first time will, they have the adversity of there's guys that are hurt, they're not gonna play. You know what? Why not us? Let's go in there. Let's win for our home crowd. That's what I was going off of. But I mean, if it would have been in KC, I would have been like, oh no, KC's gonna blow them out. But because it was at home, that's why I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe they will get this done. And they were, like you said, football gods were shining down on them, but these guys just didn't want it.
They didn't do it. They want to take it.
Hell, even when they were doing the field goal, Dan's like, I wouldn't even do the field goal. He's like, I hate analytics and everything, but here I just go for it. F it. What the hell's a field goal gonna do? Just go for it. Yeah, but go ahead, Vic. But I don't know what you think about McDermott.
No, and I told you guys, I think once they fired the offensive coordinator and Ken Dorsey, I think that kind of told you where he kind of panicked there, and he got lucky that Joe Brady was there and he was able to kind of change things up. And I think that's he figured out that Stephon Diggs was kind of washed by that point, and he kind of started he also realized that he needed to run the ball a little bit more, and he got the running game going. But I'm with you guys. I think it's time for a change there. You can only go so far, and until you have to make a decision. And I think it starts with McDermott. I think as much as I like what he did in the second half, and I know there's going to be the excuses of the injuries. Football is a game about luck and also staying healthy. If you're healthy, the healthiest team usually ends up winning. And one more point to Gilbert, and he was right. He was right on this when he picked the Chiefs. The other thing too was the Chiefs were on 2 days rest. And the reason I was going with the Bills was because I picked them to win the Super Bowl this year. But if you really look at it, I mean, the Chiefs were more prepared. They had 2 extra days, and and in the end, getting that game postponed pretty much not only shifted a bunch of games, but it affected what ended up affecting the Bills and why they ended up losing.
There's the help, Dan.
100%. There's what?
There's the help.
What help?
For the Chiefs.
Shoveling the snow.
Oh,
Imagine telling your fan base to shovel snow and then you still lose.
I was gonna say, in my opinion, and honestly,
they moved them 2 days. They get
it was all manure. It was a screw job from the beginning. No,
and they
let the Chiefs play on Saturday. That is true a little bit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But anyway, the only thing I'm gonna say is this, and then we can move on. I understand the injuries. I understand that's a perfect excuse. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. That's a perfect excuse if they get beat by 20 points, by 15 points. But to lose by 3 points with all those injuries, I don't want to hear it. It comes down to coaching, nuts and guts, and everything else.
That's what he's
They
going to tell
freaking
ownership, though.
screwed this up.
The injuries.
You know
We coulda
what?
had
Let me
him.
tell you something. If ownership buys that pile of manure, because he's trying to put sugar on shit, it doesn't work. Then they get what they deserve at this point. And honestly, like that to me is ridiculous. You know, I don't know what, I defended McDermott early because I said, you know what, he's brought him back, this, and that. But seeing this, dude, in my mind, this is sort of like well, I hate to bring it up, but this is sort of like a Jacksonville type thing. Like this is a tough pill to swallow, dude. Like I can't deal with it. And the other thing I'll say is this, Gilberto. In my mind, a big in soccer, right? We criticize, the Man Cities, the Liverpools of the world, in the Champions League draw in the knockout stages for having the easiest path to like the final or the semifinal. In my mind, that's exactly what the Chiefs have had so far. So I think really, I'm going to hate to say this and admit this, really, if they beat the freaking the Ravens to get back into the Super Bowl, I'm just gonna walk in front of a bus because I'm not about to watch this again, dude. Like in my opinion, that's what I'm
Ravens,
saying.
you will give them credit, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
I will walk in front of a bus so I don't have to see this garbage ever again. In my opinion, unless there's there little ghosts that come up, then I'll know what type of job that was. But in my opinion, again, you face injury-riddled Miami with the doofus at quarterback who can't see anything. You face, riddled Buffalo Bills, again, a doofus at quarterback who can't make a decision to save his life. And then now we're going to find out because that is me. Go Flaw.
Yeah,
Go Ravens, dude. No, I'm just kidding. I like John Harbaugh. I don't have a problem with Lamar. This is the thing that people don't understand. I don't have a problem with Lamar. This is my problem I had. And I had this with Patrick Mahomes until this stupid sideshow and all this other garbage. I have a problem when people prop him up to make him seem like he's better than he is. I'm not trading 10 for him. I'll tell you that. I don't want him. Give me 10 on any other team. That's the guy I'm going to build a franchise around. I don't care. You put him in Baltimore, they're undefeated. They're already 2-time champs. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only time I have a problem when the media pick their favorites and it's like they're trying to force feed it to me and I reject it every time. I can't do it. But I respect the Ravens. I respect the Ravens a lot more. So,
Dan, real quick, is this
Jim Harbaugh or John Harbaugh?
What happened after what happened on Sunday? Is this a bad kick in the balls for the Bills? They were the ones that helped the Chiefs trade up to get Patrick Mahomes.
Well, these guys are just morons all around, I guess, then at this point. I just don't get it. I don't get half of these things. But I mean, the other day they were talking to me about the draft, some people at work. I'm like, I really don't get into the draft stuff because it's Russian roulette at that point. You don't know what's going to hit and what's not. So
you could have gotten Patrick Mahomes in 2017.
I don't want to bring up that stuff. But there is one coach who I think got a bad rap, and I'm not going to get into that though. R.I.P. to him. I hope he's doing. You know what? Maybe I hope they win. The San Francisco wins the Super Bowl for him. How about that?
You know what?
No. Give me Detroit.
We rarely do this, but we're gonna answer Gilberto's engagement question because I think we don't really need to get into both games all that much. I mean, we know what happened in both of them. But this is going to be better. I
just want to say one thing about the Lions when we get there.
No. But that's why we're gonna. The engagement question is gonna go with this. So, who would you rather have on Sunday, the Jared Goff or Brock Purdy? Gilbert, I'm gonna start it off with you since it's your question.
That is pretty.
And you have the team in front of you that they have.
Okay, so you have everything like all the weapons and all that.
Yeah. But just know that you might not have Debo and you might not have your left guard.
Oh, we're talking about right now, like
the Lions. Yeah.
Then I'm not gonna hesitate. It's gonna be Jared Goff. And
no, I don't like that game. We could pick whatever quarterback with whatever skills. If you're building a team around.
All right, fine. Okay, yeah. If Debo's healthy, I think I would still take Jared Goff. He's been a little more composed lately than Brock Purdy, and maybe I'm kind of backtracking because I did crown Brock Purdy earlier in this year. And
7th best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, and then I don't know.
I'm sure if you find a list, who are you going to put up there?
Yeah,
Marcus Mariota.
Huh?
No.
You guys want to play that game again?
No, I don't want to do that.
no.
No,
Ranking
but-
the quarterbacks, we can do that.
We'll do it as we'll do it at
No, but-
another.
my point is like Brock Purdy when it's nice and cool and not raining, like he's really good. But then I saw the beat down to the Ravens. Like if he faces the Ravens in the Super Bowl, like that defense is too complex for him. He's gonna get beat down, I feel like. And then you get the excuse about, well, it's raining at Levi's. No, he's a quarterback. You could still be accurate and not miss half your throws because the rain's falling down. Yeah, your home stadium. I hate no, it can't, like it has to be really perfect. And I think maybe confidence is maybe kind of a factor too. And it's similar to what Jared Goff went through, right? Like a bunch of weapons with Todd Gurley, and then he had Shannon McVay being in his ear, but he's kind of figured it out. He's a veteran now. He's been around for a little bit, and just kind of throwing passes to Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra. I think in that first half against the Buccaneers, he was averaging like 4 yards per attempt, so he wasn't kind of going deep or anything like that. But then he opened it up with Jahmyr Gibbs doing all the hard work, so he knows his role and he's okay with that. And I think that's why I'll go with Jared Goff for right now.
That's a good one. Vic, you want to go next? You can go.
Yeah,
next.
I'll take it. I'll take it next, and I'll go right with what you said, Gilbert, and I'm with you in terms of Jared Goff. I think part of the thing too that we forget is he took the Rams to the Super Bowl. I mean, you can't take that away from him. I understand that he got out coached. He got out. McVay got out coached in the Super Bowl.
PI against the Saints. That's
Shut up.
But I have to give him credit for that. That's why. I mean, then he goes.
I'm just...
He no, and you're right. I mean, and then he gets sent to Siberia for 2 years, right? And everybody's like just clowning him. Everybody's like, okay, he's just a guy that was thrown into a deal that got Matthew Stafford to the Rams, and then he's just kept on trucking. Nobody saw this from Ben Johnson. Nobody even knew where Ben Johnson came from. And I was telling Gilbert about this. There you go. There's the hit.
I don't know how Sean Payton didn't beat the hell out of the commissioner after that.
Yeah. Do you think it was because of Bounty Gate?
Oh, 100%.
No. It's because they wanted the Rams in the Super Bowl. That's why.
Oh, because of the SoFi?
And no. This was still where they are at the Coliseum, I think. But they had just moved to LA. How do you get people fired up and everything else? Win them a Super Bowl. Obviously, they choked in the Super Bowl because Jared Goff was the quarterback, but it is what it is on that one.
Yeah, but in terms of, and I don't want to, make it seem like we're just hating on Brock Purdy. Look,
Drew Brees versus Tom Brady would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been robbed. But in terms of this question, like I said, I'm gonna go with Goff just because of the experience. And look, Brock Purdy, I think he's gonna be in this situation. He's, we forget he's only in his I think this season he finally had a full season, and so he still needs to get there. But as Gilbert keeps pointing out, like it needs to be perfect. Like we keep making excuses. Like you shouldn't have to make excuses for a quarterback. I saw everybody got mad this week because Amy Trask said you have 7 good quarterbacks and then you have an average quarterback in Brock Purdy, and everybody went after her like if it was an insult. Look, just who cares if he's just a game manager? He's a reason why you're here, and he's important to your team, but he's not a guy that can take you to the next level in terms of you need people around him. And we've seen that because we continue to make those excuses. We used to make those same excuses about Jared Goff, but in the last 2 weeks, like I said, he used to be terrible against zero blitz, coverage. Now he's really good. He's learned to hit the middle of the field with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta. So that's where you want to see that for Brock Purdy, and it'll come with a few years.
There's a reason why the 49ers reportedly reached out to Tom Brady in the offseason and saw if he would come out of retirement, just as I predicted.
What an idiot that he didn't come back, honestly.
Hey, if they don't win it all, Fernando, they're going to be in with Kirk Cousins, I bet.
Oh yeah, if the Falcons get Bill Belichick, I bet you Kirk Cousins is going to go to either one of those places.
What are you talking about? My boy Mike McDaniel. He's going to get on the phone right here.
I've been telling people, don't sleep on Kirk Cousins to the Raiders.
Who cares about the
Yeah,
Raiders?
that could very well happen too. But
they're gonna.
I
Mike's gonna call him. He's gonna be like, Kirk's gonna be like, well, what about Tua? He's like,
committed to
what?
the bit.
Tuna? I have no tuna here. Don't you want to come out? What? A throwing Samoan? I don't have one of those. It's your time, baby. It's your time.
I'm with Dan because look, remember when the Rams, what did they need? They needed when they lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots, they went and they traded away Goff. This is the same opportunity where the Dolphins are at.
I'd give Goff a little more credit, but I completely agree with what you're saying.
No, but in that Super Bowl it was amazing because they knew that the Patriots, after the 15 seconds were up, they were switching their whole defense, and Goff was confused. He did not know what they were doing.
You think that was
Oh, yeah. So
Belichick's idea.
So there's a reason why they wanted to go get Tom Brady. They knew that Brock Purdy's limited. I don't know how Jared Goff's going to be here on the road. I know everybody is very high on him right now, but he's still going to be on the road. It's going to be
still Jared Goff. Read through the lines. He's still
Jared Goff. So
did you get enough from the Lions fans in our chats, Bimbo?
Yeah, they hated us a couple of weeks ago, but he's still limited. But I would still take him over Brock Purdy. But I'm still hesitant when it comes to both of these quarterbacks, and I think that's why Gilbert asked the question, to be honest, because he knows. But yeah, I would go with Jared Goff. But even then, I'm still because I'm gonna be honest. I even think everything needs to be perfect when it comes to Jared Goff. I think if there's chaos in a game, I don't think Jared Goff can handle chaos. Chaos was going against the Ravens, and he couldn't handle all that chaos. So I'm interested to see and chaos was against the Cowboys. He wasn't able to handle that chaos. Well, I know the plays and all that other crap, but still, I'm a little hesitant when it comes to Jared Goff still. But I mean,
he has a good O-line though, so he has a chance.
No, I 100% he does, but I don't think they match up well against that Ravens team just because I don't know. Well, and I guess against the Ravens, huh?
Neither the 49ers or the Lions, I feel like.
No, I think the only team. No, literally it'd be if the Ravens beat themselves and they lose to the Chiefs this weekend. That's the only way I can see
Don't you dare speak that garbage into existence.
Unless Ben Johnson and Kyle Shanahan come out with a completely different game plan in the Super Bowl if it's the Ravens. But like I told you on Rapid Fire, I think this is the Ravens the Ravens to lose, and two, they're not going to have it this easy next year. Next year they have a lot of cap decisions to make. But Dan, I already know where you're going, but where are you going?
I'm not going to be lame. I'm going to go with Brock Purdy, and I'll tell you why. Personally, the thing that sometimes bothers me about Jared Goff, he has no pocket awareness. I like Brock's mobility a little bit more. And sometimes, like, if Jared Goff is one of these old man quarterbacks who slides down or like trips and falls, and then he has to press his life alert to get bailed out, that's a problem for me, giving up yards that easily. I think Brock, when it comes to that Ravens game, and I know everyone's probably going to give me crap, I think that was more of a throwaway game, in my opinion. I think it's a little bit of cat and mouse because they think they could see him at the end of the road, just like the Giants did with the Patriots in that final week going into the playoffs. I didn't hear what you said, but I'll keep going. Brock Purdy, in my opinion, I think he protects the ball more. Obviously, besides that, he protects the ball more as soon as, Trent Williams in the game. For whatever reason, that 3-game stint where he wasn't in there, he could not protect the ball. Jared Goff makes me nervous when he throws outside because either he doesn't have the arm strength or he's lazy in his throws outside or whatever it is, but he hangs it up for defenders, and I don't like that. So I'll just be short. Give me Brock. I'll build something around him. And I think the problem sometimes happens, right, is like you don't teach fundamentals at the NFL level sometimes. I don't know why. Like, I get you have the top 1% of athletes and everything else, and you'd assume they know this, but you still have to teach the game to these guys, dude. Like, it drives me crazy. You have no idea seeing a quarterback sit in the pocket and just let linemen like almost collapse on him, his offensive lineman. Like, dude, move around. Like, that's why you have those stupid drills in the offseason where you're doing the Dak Prescott over here with your stupid hips and all that other stuff. Like, it drives me crazy. So give me Brock.
And I'll say this for Brock, that touchdown to Kittle was really nice. That was a nice throw for him. I think he has more upside than Goff. I'll say
He
that.
had 2 good throws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
what I'm
get
saying.
one.
Like
Am I forgetting?
the problem is, right? I still think, Shanahan needs to know his limits in the sense of Brock. It's like in that Ravens game, he was getting killed with the blitzes. So what do? Run a screen, outside zone, something else, get the ball moving. And I don't know if you what game was it over the weekend? Maybe it was I think it was the Bills game, actually. That's what the Bills were doing. The announcers, Tony Romo, God bless him. He doesn't get things right often, but he had a little gem over the weekend where he was talking about how, Spagnuolo likes to blitz and bring pressure and everything else, but they couldn't do that against the Bills because they were running the ball effectively outside. They were running the ball well. They were throwing screens and everything else. So it really, dictates to the defense, hey, you bring pressure, we're going to catch your ass. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes Shanahan, and again, it comes down always. Sometimes these play callers try and, make the players fit the scheme when it needs to be the other way around. The scheme has to fit the players. So
Dan, the last time that the 49ers were in the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship, Brock Purdy got hurt. If he got hurt and they won, could we see the return of a certain quarterback?
oh my God.
Let him
Could
be
you
in
imagine?
Alabama.
Could you imagine? You know what would happen? You know what would happen? He would do exactly what Josh Allen did over the weekend, and they'd ask him, hey, Rivers, why'd you piss away the Super Bowl by just chucking it? Shoot, I just wanted to win it there. I didn't want to kick a field goal and go to overtime.
I think Gilbert was there for that press conference.
I remember I told you, I think when you got home from that game or whatever, I said Anthony Lynn needs to bench Phillip Rivers now. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable.
I remember those questions too.
There were some other people that felt that way as well, but we won't get into that.
Tell me off air. I'd love to
last thing. This was the scene last week in Las Vegas.
Oh my God.
This video.
I thought that was hilarious.
Good.
Raider Nation, stand up.
Did you see the meme?
Did
Did you see the meme, by the way? It was like Mike Vrabel, 2 AFC championships, won the division however many times, great defense, whatever. No, let's not hire him. Antonio Pierce grew up in Compton. Listen to NWA. Let's hire him.
That guy, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lowrider.
Yeah, lowrider, whatever else. Yeah.
Black Air Forces.
Can chant very well.
One of our good friends works for the Raiders. They got me exclusive video on how they were able to come up with hiring him as the head coach. Here it is.
Performance this year, I have been considering Dwight. Am I crazy? Not at all.
There, and that's how it happened. And then this is how he announced that he was the head coach of the Raiders.
Coach is manager.
that last person, that was Max Crosby.
yeah.
I think it was Vic Tafer or I can't remember, or Adam Hill. I can't remember which one. Or Paul. I can't remember which one. Gutierrez. One of them tweeted out that he stayed in his own office, in the linebacker's office. And waited until he got the job to take.
I like that. Yeah.
That off. I thought that was great.
Like BA, like Bruce Arians. Yeah.
Yeah. He waited until he earned it. He got it, and now it's officially his office. Now they're waiting to see who the general manager will be between Champ Kelly, Ed Dobbs, or Tom Telesco. So definitely,
good luck, Vic. Good luck.
Definitely,
good luck.
Should be interesting to see.
Yeah, a
Good
nice
luck.
clean salary cap.
Good
So it'll be interesting. But
don't worry,
Vic,
you'll draft Jerry Tillery too at some point.
You'll cut him.
Well, Vic, what did you think? Good hire. You were happy with that?
Yeah, I'm kind of what Dan was saying earlier about I would have liked it for them to go through the process of, interviewing Harbaugh, Brable, and some of those guys just to kind of get a different perspective.
Did you feel
But
like they
I
panicked a little bit with
Crosby?
with some of the players coming out, or do you feel like it was just like, you know what, we know what direction we're gonna go?
No, and it's the point that you guys have been making, Gilbert and Fernando. You guys have been saying that, hey, look, I you saw the impact that he had. They went 5-4. You can see it in the locker room. And I think the biggest thing is you didn't want to make the same mistake you made with Rich Bisaccia, where you had an opportunity there to bring him back. They this kind of reminds me of what we saw with the Lions. And we keep talking about the comparisons because Dan Campbell has allowed other coaches who are leaders of people, as Gilbert pointed out on Rapid Fire today.
And I have to tell you that one.
And so for me, I think that's been a huge impact. I think when you have that for the Raiders, and he's been able to bring that swag back, as Dan and Daygo has been saying, like that's been missing. Josh McDaniels, like it's been crazy, kind of listening to a lot of the beat reporters, like unless you're inside the building, you don't know what's going on. And just like you hear it from the players, but when you see it from the beat reporters and they're telling you like there's a big difference in this locker room, like, and I get it. Like sometimes you don't want, what do they say? The inmates running the asylum. I
Yep.
think in this situation, I think the leadership works. And one more point that you guys have also said, they need to keep Patrick Graham. I think the next thing is hiring an offensive coordinator. And the guy that, this is another great point by Gilbert, because he's the one that brought this up last on House of Horns. Look out for Zach Robinson. He's the quarterbacks coach for the Rams. And he Gilbert brought him up because he actually got to interview him when he was covering the Rams. And if you haven't listened to it, we'll get into it on House of Horns. But he's somebody that is very smart. And if you can bring the Sean McVay concepts to the Raiders and let him run that offense, I think he would be a great hire.
I saw Cliff Kingsbury supposedly is going to interview with the Raiders.
Stay away. Stay away.
Dan has somebody that you can hire as your offensive coordinator.
He's gonna block it though.
I do. You can continue
take the GM and
trash out. Take my trash out.
No, yeah, I'm honestly happy for Antonio Pierce. It should be interesting to see what he brings to the Raiders, because I mean we all saw what he captivated the whole locker room. It'll just be interesting to see what they do with the GM role. Like Vic said earlier, it seems like they want a veteran in there. So if they really want a veteran points to Tom Telesco.
Let me tell you something. Don't do it.
Ed Dobbs obviously he's a former assistant, but
don't
veteran
really
forget about trades too, Vic. If it's Tom Telesco,
don't do it.
From what I've been hearing is they really love Ed Dobbs, like Mark Davis does. But the thing is that they also want to keep Champ Bailey there, and it's hard when you're an assistant GM to kind of lose your job. He's been in the coaching interviews and all that. And they also need and as I told you guys, they also need a president of football operations. So like one of the things that I was hearing a lot was that they might hire Ed Dobbs to be the football operations guy and elevate Champ Bailey. Is it
Kelly?
Champ Bailey?
Champ
Kelly.
Bailey's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Fame defensive back. Sorry about that.
So do they get, with Antonio Pierce, do they get a 3rd round pick?
They already had him. It's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
No, I'm being
Should
serious.
still count. It should still count.
I really don't know because that was their guy. And
I mean,
honestly,
I
forgot, but that would have been my one burial if we had one. But the stupid Rooney Rule crap, but whatever.
Oh well.
Yeah. Now I mean, I think that was the other thing that was kind of cool as a setup for the Raiders. they would have a minority, president, and they have a female in that position right now, and then you have a general manager,
They
and then
passed.
also a coach. So I mean that's huge for what you're trying to accomplish in this league, and that's also pretty cool to see.
They're Rooney
if
Rule
that-
compliant, right? Complicit, whatever the hell
Yeah.
it is.
Compliant, yeah.
That's stupid.
I'm wondering what's going to happen with because if they do take Ed Dobbs, I wonder if Ian Cunningham then if everything falls into place for the Chargers, if that's the guy, because
Let
that's
it.
too, right? The third round draft pick.
Well, that one's easier to tell. He's coming in for him. Yeah, if you hire them, right? No.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Wait, the
Yes.
team that develops him it gets the pick, or the one that hires him?
No. I think
The
it's
one that hires
think
him.
that hires
Okay,
him. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
because
Yeah,
you're the
so
one
the
that
Colts. Yes.
I don't
go ahead.
know. Yeah, you're right. But
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
kind of
but-
like what happened. Okay, so
49ers
just to-
got picked
hold
for
on.
D'Amico Ryan.
Yes, and then the same thing. I was gonna make the example. Oh man, I just.
Oh, so
I
the
just-
Bears get the third round pick, not the Chargers?
I think if you're the one that helps somebody get a job, or maybe
Yeah.
it's both ways. I really don't know.
Well, with Brad
Look at the
Holmes,
minority struggling with
remember,
the minority rules.
with when Brad Holmes went to the Lions, the Rams got the draft pick.
Yeah. I think it goes both ways. No,
It would have to. If not, that'd be pretty
God,
stupid.
we're terrible.
Why am I
here.
going to help the other team get a draft pick? That's kind of dumb.
That's
dude.
why I
need
think
to
this is
add
a
it on
joke.
here.
This is all a joke.
Correction.
Well, it
and
is. I
retraction.
mean, I'm not going to get into that. You're trying to hand
All
me
right.
hand
Well,
grenade, but-
let's go with
I'm gonna get in
our
trouble if I get
big.
into it.
yeah.
Last week Gilbert went 4-0. The rest of us went 2-2. So we will go
Because
into our
he
pick.
hates all the fans in the country. That's why. He said,
No,
I
he
want
didn't
you guys
take
to
any
suffer.
chances.
I want you to suffer for another week of this
No,
garbage.
'cause I know the Bills stink, so that's why.
Who was the other game?
I don't know.
The Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans.
Oh yeah, you guys went with
Yeah.
the
Texans, yeah.
Texans, and then Victor
All
took the Bucks.
Let's go now with our picks for this week. Let's go with the first game. I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Baltimore Ravens. Dan and Daygo, I'm pretty sure you are.
Yes. It's hot in here. It's hot in her.
You're gonna go with
It's
the
hot in
Baltimore
her.
Ravens.
You know what's funny? This was such an iconic thing, right? And it's super cool. Why is he rubbing dirt on himself?
Yeah,
That's
I
kind of
know.
weird.
Because that was the
Yeah,
last.
I
That was the last game he was gonna play at that
Oh.
stadium.
No.
man.
He always rubbed dirt on himself. Like,
No,
that
not
little
always.
patch was
No,
always
no.
there.
No, not
I
always.
felt like it was always there.
No, this was the last game.
Does he keep
That's
that
when they
patch
played
of
the
grass?
Colts.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know.
Does he keep the patch
don't
of
know.
grass? Is that like?
I don't know.
Although I'll tell you right now, if Roger Goodell had his way, he wouldn't have. No one would know who Ray Lewis is. He would have been ejected.
All
He would
right.
have been-
He would have been in
Expelled.
jail too if you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Nick, what are you going with?
I'm going with the Ravens. I'm interested to see what Gilbert says here because, like I said, the Chiefs are also dealing with some injuries. They're on a, and the Ravens are just playing lights out. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I know I've heard you guys talking on the live about where you guys think Mike McDonald might end up, but I think he's an interesting guy to kind of keep an eye on just because with everything he's done, it's hard to prepare against that defense.
So I just received a letter from Gilbert's doctor telling me that he has laryngitis. He will not be able to make his pick. Dan and Daygo will be making the pick
No,
for Gilbert. Dan and Daygo, who is
Exactly.
Gilbert picking?
Gilbert's going with the Chiefs. No double curses here. Gilberto's going with the Chiefs.
I went 4-0. Your Lions are in the
No.
big game. What are you talking about?
That was a miracle of God. That's not you.
I go
what are
4-0
you
and I
going-
still get this curse stuff.
Who are you going with?
I'm really surprised you guys think that I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Like I know that I've shown some favoritism, for a few years now, but it's obvious. Like the Ravens are on a different level. They've crushed everybody in front of them. They've just until they prove me otherwise. Like
Let me tell you
even like
something.
for a bit, I got worried for them in the first half against the Texans. Oh, maybe they are rusty, and then they steamroll them in the second half. So the Chiefs are good, but they're not the same team they used to be. And after I saw that defense get carved up on the ground, imagine having to face Lamar Jackson now, and then that defense too for the Ravens is just dominant. Like take away Kelsey and Rice, and you're good. So Yeah, gave me the Ravens, and I think it might even be a blowout. I think they're that good.
I hope so. But let me tell you something. If by some
If
satanic
that's the
reason,
case, do you guys think that that Mahomes gets the Josh Allen treatment, or they'll give him a pass just because?
No, he's the favorite.
Oh,
I can't believe you brought this garbage up again. Like, it's unbelievable to me. You really want me to say some naughty things on here?
No, no, I don't think
If
so
by
because he's won 2
some
Super Bowls and the media
reason,
6
media likes
consecutive AFC title appearances.
They
media
reach
likes the media
the
protects
Super
Patrick
Bowl.
Mahomes until
I'm gonna
the
kill you
next
at the
heir
Airbnb.
apparent
I'm gonna tell you
comes
right
in.
now.
It kind of feels like Lamar Jackson is kind of that next
No
heir
heirs.
apparent in
No
saying,
heirs. Play football. I
like-
don't need narratives. Play football.
Because
For
it feels
Dan's
like
sake,
the
I
way-
want to
the
go
way
to
they-
Vegas without having the Chiefs in there because I want them to be in a good mood.
the way they've
Exactly.
been protecting Lamar this whole season and everything, it kind of feels like they're kind of waiting for Lamar to be that guy. But all right, let's go with the next one. 49ers and Lions. The script tells me that it's going to be the 49ers, so I say F it. Let's go. 49ers are in the Super Bowl. I'll go 49ers. Dan?
This is a year of destiny. MCDC is finally gonna dust off that trophy case that never was. Give me MCDC and the freaking Lions in the Super Bowl against the Ravens. Which I do have one thing I wanted to say, but after that, by the way, but when we're done with picks.
Vic?
Man, I was gonna go with the 49ers because that's who I picked to go to the Super Bowl. But I'm starting to. I kind of want to see the Lions in there for Dan, because then we can try to get Dan Campbell at Super Radio Roll. So because of that, just to feed off the karma, I'm gonna go Lions win, and they beat the 49ers. We always get a surprise team, and I just feel like it's that time. Like karma eventually helps one of these teams out, and I think it's the Lions. I'm gonna go. I'm just thinking that way.
Cowboy hat, sunglasses. I want Dan to ask him what fires you up the most, and we get that on TikTok, and we'll see what Dan Campbell says.
I'd ask him, be like, you better beat the hell out of these fools, dude. Like, seriously.
Gilbert?
It's actually a very tough one to pick, and maybe no Deebo Samuel. Brock Purdy a little shaky, a weak secondary. But 49ers are at home. I even picked the 49ers to make the damn Super Bowls. How about I get that right? So I don't feel good about it, but why not? Give me the 49ers. So 2-2
rematch, a little rematch.
And then after that, I don't feel good for Brock Purdy if he plays the Ravens.
I was gonna say, okay. Let's see. Oh yeah. By 40. He better be there doing this damn dance in a suit. By 40.
I was still tripping off. I can't believe I never saw the grass before him grabbing the grass.
Yeah, I know. What the hell?
Yeah, by 40. He better come out and do that. You know what else I want to see? I hope they put Jason Kelsey, Taylor Swift, Brittany.
No, okay.
I hope
No,
they put him in the box
no.
with Ray Rice. That'll be nice.
No. We said the
Anyway, one thing I did want to say, did you guys see the report? I think that the Eagles are going to interview Ron Rivera. I think that's very intelligent. I think sometimes this is what I wanted to say, and I'll tell you why I wanted to talk about this real quick.
Chip
I
Kelly
think
was
sometimes
name that resurfaced for that one for
What?
OC.
What?
They said Chip Kelly is a name that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, why?
Oh,
I'm
so
like,
we can get the signs back in the NFL?
I'm like, are you like he got ran out of Philly?
Yeah,
Why would
yeah.
they want him back?
But that's my thing, right? Like, I think sometimes these guys, these head coaches don't understand. Like, you don't have to be an X's and O's. You got to be able to manage and motivate. That's the most important thing. So, if I'm MCDC, like you alluded to, I would tell Ben Johnson, bro, like, we'll give you more money, whatever you need. How about you stay here? Do you really want to take some of these jobs the way it's going and everything else? If not, if I'm Sirianni, seriously, another thing, just like Antonio Pierce, just like, any of these first-time head coaches, I'm getting the coordinators with head coaching experience. You know what I mean? Give me a little scatter to west, right, tight, F left, 372, Y stick, Z spot. That wasn't that hard, Chris Sims. No worries, dude. But But I'm getting someone like that in the building. You know what I mean? Like, because that's what I think went wrong with the Eagles this season. Seriously,
Coordinators.
no coordinators.
Yeah.
Let me tell
I'll
you
leave that as a
something,
little
man.
Easter egg. Someone can tell
I-
me in the comments.
I like how they threw the Sai under the bus, even though they had already
Yeah,
fired
they already
him.
fired
Yeah,
him
for
twice.
real. They already demoted him. Yeah. Dude, bring back
just-
the best sound effects guy in the history of the game. Dude.
Yeah,
let
the
me tell
last
you
time
something, man.
Rivera was a defensive coordinator with the Chargers. Didn't they have
yeah.
the number 1 defense?
Yep. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying maybe Jimbo. Maybe he knows Jimbo and he comes back with Jimbo. Who knows, dude?
Real quick, just a quick una más before we head out. Last week I had Batman and
We
the
got
Joker saving Ecuador.
Oh, no way.
Now-
Did you find more people like that? Oh,
I have them skiing down a hill.
that's hilarious,
dude?
dude.
No, I don't know who
No.
they, but they're
Do
no
they
like
have-
he's chasing him. This
do they
guy's
have mountains?
snowboarding, the other guy's skiing.
Do they have mountains in Ecuador?
Yes, never
Bro.
thought Joker skiing down a hill and Batman chasing him would go this hard.
Dude,
This is
could
not
you
easy.
imagine?
I would have ate
So
already. I would have fell.
badass.
Dude,
Yo,
could
I
you
used to be
imagine
able to-
randomly skiing with your family and being like, holy Jesus, what is this over here?
I
Like
used to be able
Halloween
to-
nights.
Yeah.
Even
I
the
used to be able
cameraman
to
has to know
not
how to
that
skate.
well, but like I used to be able to ski like really well. I miss skiing.
That's
Real
because
quick,
when we were kids, you know, when you're a child, you have that no fear element. Now as an adult, like
Hell no.
I even said,
Yeah.
like I used to love horseback riding in Mexico. Now sometimes I get a little nervous. I can't have these damn things slip or something over here.
fuck horse
on the-
riding.
The last time I went skiing, I went with this guy.
Oh yeah, shout out to him, dude.
I
Oscar.
will not go horse. I
You
got
know
thrown
what?
off when I
One
was
of
a
these
kid.
days,
I
one of
hate
these days, we're gonna talk about that story on here. We're gonna talk
Oh,
about horseback.
It was so random too. But I
Uh,
fell a lot that day though.
Okay, I went to church on Sunday, so I'm probably gonna go to hell for this. I'm gonna have to ask for forgiveness. But watch
Mhm.
this.
Oh my.
Oh
God.
no.
Watch
Oh my.
There's
the
a
play
kid
by
in a
play.
wheelchair.
That kid's
There's
going
a
through a
kid in a
table, huh?
wheelchair. Look at this wrestler. There's a kid in a wheelchair. This wrestler breaks his glasses.
Oh no.
No.
Talk about
No
a
good.
heel. Of course,
Watch
Alberto's
this.
laughing.
What? He
Bam!
likes
Oh, damn. That's wild, dude. Talk about
it.
an
You gotta
ultimate
treat him like
heel.
regular people, okay? He likes
Yeah, no,
it,
I
brother.
agree. I agree. Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? There was a sketch on Pio and Key where he's doing stand up and there's a guy with a burnt face and he's got
Oh,
that
my-
little thing and he's
Yeah.
like, "Do me, I can handle it." And then he says, and then he does the joke and he's like, "Too far."
Dude, so you know how
They
like
have some good
they
ones
came
for
out and they
Pio
said that
Pio.
supposedly what's his name? The dude on the wheelchair that peep boop peep. What's his name?
Oh, Stephen Hawking.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
talking
Stephen
about
Hawking.
Stephen Hawking?
Supposedly he was on the Epstein flight log, whatever. So there's an old clip of Robin Williams saying that he might have been a pedo or whatever, and it's a funny joke because he's like, oh yeah, but
'cause he
you
does
know
the
Robin Williams
voice.
has been dead for a long time. He's like, she was probably sitting on him. He's like, wait, you're sitting on my computer, and he's like going, and you're just like, oh my god, like this dude is
Robin
going way
Williams is a
too
legend,
far.
dude.
This is the last look at this. This guy got 4 women pregnant at the same time and he had a
Wow.
baby shower.
You
They're
had
all
to
just
dig in the
chilling?
Hoodville, huh?
Wow.
He had a baby. They had a joint
That's
baby
crazy
shower.
to me. That's crazy to me.
This guy have
Maybe-
money or what?
Maybe he's Mormon. Who knows, dude?
Are we sure it's not Tyreek Hill?
Oh,
Bruh,
my
not just
God.
Xavier Howard's another one. He's another one that
I mean, the Chargers had the most epic guy in Antonio
Yeah.
Oh,
Marty.
hey, I ran into him at the AFCA, dude.
And his
Oh, yeah.
kids or what?
No, guy.
It's like 20 of them.
No, I ran into him at a
He's
club.
got two.
His kids have kids now.
Yeah, well, they're probably old enough, dude. Are you kidding? The eldest one has to be our age.
A wrestler had a sign, or a wrestling fan had a sign, and he asked Cody Rhodes if he'd be his best man at his wedding.
Be my best man.
Wow. You put him on the spot. He has to do it.
I'm sorry, man. The plan I want to stop. I don't care what should I say?
No way.
All right, come with the other 2 years and you're not convicted of the felony. I will indeed be your best man.
Watch it be like a
No
WrestleMania. I can't go.
way. No way. I'm about to go front row and have a sign, "Mommy, be my wife."
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
That
if-
works.
Well, how about this? Say your wedding. He says, yeah, and it's on WrestleMania night. Do you tell your fiance we have to move it?
Yeah, no
You gotta-
shit. Are you
That's-
kidding me?
Or
Are you
if-
kidding me?
If honestly, like if you're WWE and Vince McMahon, you use this and you have them get married on WrestleMania.
Vince
Like,
McMahon.
yeah.
on stage?
Either way,
Yes.
Either way, obviously, if Cody
If I'm
Rhodes gonna
Cody,
be my
I
best
ask-
man,
Am I
You're
losing?
moving your date.
If I'm I ask Cody, if I'm Cody, I ask, am I finishing the story? No. All right, I'm not coming into work. I'm going to be at this guy's wedding.
pull a Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Exactly. But all right, before we head out and before we Gilbert gives one final announcement just for the final time. Dan, who are you going for this weekend?
Go Flaw. Go, go Ravens. You have to do it for America, Lamar. I will say you are a top 3 quarterback behind Herbert and Burrow. That's the best I can do. I feel like the Pawn Star guy. That's the best I can do. Herbert number 1, Burrow number 2. I'll give Lamar 3. There you go.
All right.
That's the best I can do. Let's
Hey,
go.
that's coming. That's huge coming from Dan and Daygo. All right, Gilbert, take it away.
All right, time for some quick promos. And you know what? Announce it here. We announced it earlier. The Compas are heading to Super Bowl Radio Row for the 3rd time in Las Vegas. We went to LA. We went to Phoenix. We went to Las Vegas. There we're back.
What?
You know, they can't. Oh, look at that. We even
Look
got our
look at
backdrops
that.
ready. Super Bowl Radio Row.
That's
We will
sick,
be
dude.
there. So Dan and Daygo, Fernando Ramirez, Victor Producer, Victor Javier Corona, and Gilberto Antonio Gonzalo Rodriguez will be at Compas. Las Vegas.
Sounds like the
Radio.
guy
There you
from
go.
Zack and Cody.
Yeah,
I
for
tried
real.
doing it super fast like in Spanish, but I couldn't. But Super Bowl Radio Row, the Compas will be there in my elegant voice, quiet, more composed. If you want to help us out, it's like a PBS kind of show, right? Get the links in the description. There's a PayPal link for donations. No pressure. Whatever you could give, we'll use it for beer and food. But
What?
really, we're gonna use it for housing and
What?
equipment. If you
What?
don't want to give us your money, you want some cool, shirts, hoodies, stickers like this one, check out certifiedcompas.shop. All that information in the description, or just be on a live. Join us for chatting on a live. Give us a super sticker, super like, super thanks, super whatever. I can't remember. What was it today, Fernando? Super burrito. That's also helpful too. But the point is, the Compas are heading to Las Vegas for Super Bowl Radio Row. If you want to help us out, with equipment, check out all the links in the description.
Yep.
I
there you
can't
go.
wait for next year when it's in New Orleans.
Ooh.
Bourbon Street is gonna be freaking epic, dude.
Yeah, no, that's good. Definitely going to be.
Whiskey. When the sun
By the
goes
way,
down,
You know what?
in my
I
side
forgot
of town.
something real quick.
lonesome
Just real
feeling.
quick. Something or nothing. Something or nothing. Just real quick. Shador and Shiloh Sanders missed the
Something,
first
something,
team
something.
meeting
Something.
at a fashion show in Paris.
Something. Something.
That's
Gilbert?
a whole lot of something. Damn. Okay, missing that's some special treatment right there. I'll say that.
Vic?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Something. I mean, look, I understand, if you get a special request, but I mean, that's
First
Yeah.
team meeting.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's January. I get it. But no.
Something.
Now we're
All right.
the sons of the coach.
Well, we appreciate you guys so much. Dan and Daygo, I think somebody knows. Well, will you have a coach by this time next week when we're recording?
We freaking better. I'm gonna be pissed.
All right.
What's there to even wait for?
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys so much. Be on the lookout. We are on the lookout. If something breaks, we will jump on. We will talk about it when it comes to the Chargers coaching decisions. Lunas Live will be next week. We will react to what is going on. Don't forget to check out
I need one of those for the laptop, by
the
the way.
merch. Don't forget to check out the hoodies, the stickers, the hats. Don't forget, If you do donate $50, Gilbert will eat guacamole on the Lunes Live. Jorge, that's for you. Aguacates, there you go. Guacamole.
Yeah, it was
aguacates.
100 for guacamole.
No,
it
it
was
was 100 for a
100.
date with you.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Here we
Here we
go.
go. I'm not that interesting.
But yes, you are.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had a request the other day to have you live stream.
Yeah.
You watching the Chiefs versus the
you
Bills, and I
didn't.
said that's way. I was like, no, that's way too
That's
much.
dangerous.
That's very dangerous, especially if there's other human beings in the room. But definitely, definitely, we appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to check out everything else on Compas on the Beat Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Are you doing what Travis did to?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How did I
No, 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 no.
know?
Thank you so
How
much,
did
Gilbert.
I
Vámonos.
know?
On that note, sorry, Dan. It was a
Via
terrible weekend
compa,
for you, but the
telecompa.
Ravens gotcha. Let's head to championship week. Ya nos vamos, pues. Wait, we're going to Las Vegas, right? Vámonos.